Welcome to another episode of The Brothers Watch. We just watched The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings, largely in part because we got flamed on social media for not including it in our favorite trilogies of all time. Definitely
don't regret
completely forgot. I definitely regret it.
The movies came out 20 years ago.
I know. But it is a staple. I have the original trilogy in Star Wars. I should have.
As far as
Lord of the
trilogies
Rings.
go, I mean, it's one of the best.
But we're going to go ahead and give our overall rankings, and then we're going to kind of deep dive into why we feel that way and what we thought about the movie in general. Only for the Fellowship of the Ring. We're not going to do the next two this episode. So let's start with Ben. Out of 10, what do you give it?
8.1.
I'm going to give it a 9.5.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Oh my God.
I'm not sorry. It's my opinion.
Out.
Yeah, all right, move on.
I'm going to give it an 8.3.
Okay. So I'm clearly
All right.
the wrong one.
We'll talk about what we liked and what didn't work for us. Tony, since you are so far down the totem pole
Correct,
here,
yeah.
what didn't work for you?
How long do we have? I'm just kidding. No, it's okay. Listen, this list, I mean, my opinion on this is subjective, right? Objectively, okay, fine. It is a very well-made movie. It's very well received. I get it. I did not enjoy watching it, which is how I base my ratings. And I know that people are going to be mad at this because it's very near and dear to them, but plot holes would be the thing that stuck out to me the worst. I just can't get, because I don't have that attachment to the series. The plot holes just ruin it for me. Like, why did you not think about people thinking about that? Mainly the eagle. That's an eagle, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a giant
So
eagle.
homeboy can, summon this eagle from a moth or whatever, which is fine. But summon this eagle to fly him off this tower and wherever he wants to go. Well, here I am out of nowhere. But they can't summon the same eagle to fly them across all these treacherous terrains to...
Well, I imagine it's something they thought of. I think that
one line of dialogue. It's
Well-
like a one-time use thing or something.
Well,
Anything.
they're not even walking on roads. Like they're like avoiding roads because they're trying to avoid conflict.
Well,
and
Well, that's even better than
I'm trying to
Sam's
think. I'm trying to think to myself. Well, they probably have dragons. I'm pretty sure later in the films in
So
the
why
trilogy
didn't
there's dragons, and so they're gonna get taken out by that.
They didn't get taken out when it was Gandalf riding the damn thing.
That's true.
So plot holes. Anyway, there's a couple other like for me. I don't know if they nerf Gandalf according to the books, maybe, but this man's supposed to be this awesome wizard, and the ring is hiding under his nose the whole time. B, bro uses his magic powers like one time.
maybe like 3 or 4 times, but
yeah,
nothing
I just wanna
crazy.
say-
3 main
for-
times. He can talk to a moth. He stops the big demon fire guy, sort of, and he gets his butt kicked by other homeboy.
I just want everybody to direct their comments mainly towards him
Please,
for
yeah.
this hate.
Tell me
Not
why
to-
I'm wrong.
We're like way on the other
He's
side
this
of
wonderful wizard, and they're in this tiny room fighting all these orcs. He can't just
Well, if you think about it,
Cut
he's
him in
not
half.
even, he was talking about the head of his council, Saruman, and he was going to talk to him for wisdom, and he's even turned on them. So I think that a lot of things are stacked against him in this.
Okay.
So, I mean, I
That's
don't know the
fine.
limits of his power at this current
I just
time.
thought that
but
was annoying in the
yeah.
plot for me. Also, okay, I understand that it's a huge series, big, a lot of context that they need to put into one movie, especially in the original movie where you're building the story and the world, and they did a good job. I personally don't connect with that medieval time frame, creatures and mysticalness and all that. Elves and trolls and dragons. It's not my bag.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm
that's
nerd about
a
things.
big contributor for you,
Right.
probably.
So, like, for me, spending 2 hours and 45 minutes of dialogue-based world building just did not keep my attention.
yeah.
I thought the battle scenes were great. That is one of the things that worked for me. We'll get to that, but there just wasn't enough for me to like. And I will say that it did have a lot of exciting parts, kind of like sparsed out, so it did keep me a little bit involved. But there's like 2 hours in the middle of the movie where just nothing is going on other than talking, and it's just like, oh my, is this really happening?
I just
wanted to scroll so bad.
It's interesting because I feel like a lot of the things you're saying didn't work for you, or things that did
worked
work
for
for
me.
me, that worked for
and
us
it's because
too.
you guys, like, mainly 2 probably reasons here is you have a nostalgia, or people out there maybe have a nostalgia attachment to this movie where they watched it when they were little kids and it's just like so ingrained in them, which I have for like Star Wars or Harry Potter, but I don't have that. And B, I'm already turned off. Like, it's going to take extra to get me
into any sort of medieval
Game
time
of Thrones,
fantasy.
trash.
No.
You know, same thing. It's the same concept. It's
Season-
basically Game of
Season
Thrones.
7, sure.
Jeff, let's save him. What didn't work for you? And then I guess let's go with what did work for you too.
Similarly, I'm not crazy about the medieval times or like that genre, but
Sure.
I mean, outside of that and like some spotty CGI with it still being made in like 2001, so it's fine for the most part. But I don't know. I think I have little complaints when it comes to that movie. I would say more so what worked for me was the score was beautiful. It was great.
It was awesome.
It's gets you amped up. Yeah, it gives you everything. And then the world building that they fit just into, and I know it's 3 hours, but I mean they throw you
was.
right into it, and they establish
I did
a
like
whole
that.
world.
I did
Yeah.
like the opening prologue, like the narration. I thought that was really cool. I like that a lot.
I agree with Jeff. I think that the story building was one of my favorite parts. I think they did a lot of everywhere they traveled, you really felt completely engaged in that. You felt like you were immersed in that land, whether it was the mines, whether it was the Shire, even when they flash over to where they're creating the orcs and everything. I mean, it's immersive. I feel like they do a really good job with that. But again, I care more about that stuff. I don't think it's necessarily nostalgia. I think it's just it's cool to me, and I can get into that time period, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. I actually think one of the things they did really well is building up the intensity, and they keep it pretty high for most of the movie. Like, yes, there's a lull when they go to Rivendell. Like, there's a lot of dialogue there.
Which one is Rivendell?
That's where the elves are, where they create the
Elves
fellowship.
Council.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
But
dialogue.
other than that, like, the movie gets intense pretty quickly. There's very few spots where it's like quiet, or there's not something where you're not almost kept on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so Tony's looking at that dialogue like it's more dragging, I think, but we're like it's building
Honestly,
up that feeling.
That part didn't lose me.
Okay.
Because it was like clearly building like the whole predication of the whole series, you know, building the fellowship. Where it lost me was when they went to the Lady in the Wood. What is it?
The Queen in
Queen
the
of
Woods.
the Wood.
Yeah,
The Queen of the Lady of the Wood.
the Lady
whatever.
of the Wood.
Yeah, pause. Oh, my bad. I'm still laughing about that. Anyway, it's just like here's another place with another group of fictional characters, the mythical characters, with a whole nother storyline and how they interact with these people. So that is like where I was like, all right, here we go, another one. Let's just go.
I just think that in order, especially for this story, you have to understand how there's so much like everybody is divided. Like the elves hate the dwarves.
Sure.
These elves aren't even necessarily aligned with these elves, apparently.
Right. It's a lot to pack in.
Yeah, and so I think that you have to, as you're traveling through these lands, you have to kind of explain that and show.
Because, I mean, you're setting it up for later on. You have to understand like where alliances come from and who's going to fight with you in a battle or who's going to be against you. And
that
No, that's a
division
very
is
fair
how that division is probably how all this crap ends up happening, because nobody's really together.
And
right?
nobody can agree on what to do with the ring.
Yeah, and I do think the lore behind the ring is very interesting, and I guess it's unique to me to watch. And maybe it's not unique to anyone else, but I thought that whole. I don't remember as a kid watching it and being like, the ring is actually like this huge demonic like presence, and it really is. And they do make that, because it's an inanimate object, right? It's very hard to kind of personify that. I feel like they do a really good job doing that. So that's a great point.
Yeah, and then the choreography, the fighting. So Aragorn, Legolas,
Dude, Legolas,
all of them.
Bad.
Even we were talking even like Gimli, even the dwarves, seeing the different fighting styles of everybody and how well they kind of throw it in the mix.
Yeah, it's fun. It
Is
is fun.
awesome to me.
There's one like minor plot hole that pisses me off though.
Here it is.
With that
Tony's ready.
With
Tony's
that
ready.
council at Rivendell, when he gets all angry and he's like, "I'll just destroy it right now," and he takes out his axe to chop it, and it splits in half, and then they cut to a scene of like them showing all of them like ready to go, and he's just got his axe just like perfectly intact.
Oh, he's got
there.
plenty of axes. He's got plenty of axes. Okay, that's
Sure.
That's
like,
what
no
I'm
big
hoping.
deal.
It's the Starbucks cup or the coffee cup on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But you're right. The choreography was great.
Yeah,
and
it's-
I'm a homer for Legolas. You know, I'm not gay, but
Dude, he's awesome. Dude, he's awesome.
sorry.
Playing as Legolas in the Lord of the Rings video game too, growing up. It's
so
like,
we were all talking about that. That brought back the strongest feelings of nostalgia.
Yeah.
This whole thing is done. And just to go back to what you said about, I thought the CGI was actually for 2001 phenomenal.
It holds up.
For the most part.
It
I
holds
mean,
up.
there's a couple of parts that were bad, but I thought like there was a couple scenes where I looked over at you and I was like, "This is better than Marvel right now."
But that's not saying that much, too.
Well, I don't know how that happens.
I think it's because they're not putting a ton of it in there. Like we've talked about this a lot before, and we're homers for practical effects. But even looking at Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World, right? If you have those practical effects, it feels so much
better.
more real.
Michael Bay's
Yeah, mix them both
for
in.
that.
And yeah, seeing that the practical effects they did in this movie, like all the orcs look awesome, look
do.
terrifying.
Yeah, that
when
was actually really
when they're
cool.
making the Urukai or however you say it,
Yeah.
that those orcs are insane. When they're like taking the big ones,
Yeah.
dude,
Those guys are actually kind of
it
scary.
was crazy looking, and it just it holds up because of that. I think.
I agree. And speaking of scary, when homeboy, they're at Riverdale and what's his name?
Rivendell, where?
Riverdale.
Who are you talking about? You got to describe him.
Bilbo.
Oh,
Yeah, he like,
oh.
can I touch my ring again?
he freaks out.
Bro,
That terrified me when I was a kid.
Dude, so the funny thing is, we were talking about our dad took us to see that movie, and I think Jeff was like 7
I
years old.
was 7 years old,
He
yeah.
took us to go see that. And at one point,
Terrified.
Jeff just slowly just stands up without saying a word as a 7-year-old, just stands up in the theater and just starts walking out of the theater.
I would like go into the hallway and just watch it from there. I just
It's like he was scared, but he like also didn't want to leave. He wanted to see what was going on, which like he's 7, of course. That's gonna elicit that type of response. But yeah, it was awesome.
I will say, you guys all gave it great scores. Ben wasn't here. We did just watch it right before this. And there was a moment right in the middle of the movie, okay, where 2 mallard ducks land in Joe's pool. And where are all 3 of us? Pressed up against the window, watching these 2 ducks just swim in circles in the pool while this movie, this 9-point whatever movie, is on the screen. Just saying, if movies are that good,
I think
ducks
it's a
don't
testament
distract.
to us maybe being a little bit of simpletons at times.
Yeah.
Like they were funny. They were just like,
I mean, they were. I loved it, but for me, the movie wasn't great. So I was.
I had
watching.
kind of just seen the movies too, maybe like a year ago. So
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just saying.
Ducks took precedence.
They're saying this is good.
I thought it was awesome.
Duck can distract you.
I'm trying to think. Is there something else that we need to cover for this, like for the review aspect of it? I think it was really good.
We didn't really talk that much about the score.
Oh, the
thought
score is
the
awesome.
sound effects in general were really good. Like even as subtly as like the arrows or the clanking on the metal. Like sometimes that can kind of get like almost a little too animated. Thought it was phenomenal. The 9 guys.
The Nazgul.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Night Wraiths.
Like those guys, those screeches. That was terrifying.
Terrifying. And I did want to talk about, because we were talking about the acting and kind of like how they talk, and that kind of took you out of it a little bit to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was thinking, we had talked previously too about how in Star Wars, in like The Mandalorian, you get a little bit more of that expressive. What is his name? The guy who plays
He's like the
Is it like
governor or
Grief?
something.
Grief Karga.
Is it
something
Cargill
like that.
or Karga? I don't know.
It's the guy who plays Apollo Creed. Every time he sees Mando, it's Mando. It's like this big, like he's embellishing all the time. And that's kind of what you get in Lord of the Rings, too. You get this fantastical dialogue. And so if they were talking more like we would talk, even just like normal medieval times,
Kinda
it's
takes-
not.
yeah.
It's going to take you out of it a little bit.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a very interesting point. I didn't think about that.
But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting thing that Josh from Den of Nerds was saying on one of his
Shout
podcasts,
out
because he
Josh.
doesn't like Andor because of that reason. It's very
I would still watch Andor.
yeah. I hear it's still good.
At least
I've
give it
watched
a
the
shot.
first
Like
2.
5
and I liked it.
episodes. I would try to get into it.
I'm not a show guy.
I don't know. If I'm gonna sit there and watch a 3-hour movie, I want to be fully immersed. Like I would want to hear it that way.
Yeah, I
Same.
agree.
No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, and honestly, like, I am very still eager to see the next 2 again. So, like, I shouldn't say, like, the low score I gave it was just based strictly off my enjoyment during watching the movie.
Yeah, because you still appreciate it for a good.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what
a
my
good-
reviews are, is how I felt watching the movie.
Which is a great thing for us to. It's a great segue in us saying follow us on Letterboxd, because we're putting out all of our. Reviews on Letterboxd for every single movie that we review.
Correct.
We'll have our links down in the comment section below. And then if you follow us on Discord too, we'll be posting it on there as well. So our Discord is also linked in our bio as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some Lord of the Rings trivia if that's all you guys have to say for the review.
I feel good about it.
Jeff, how about you lead us off first?
All right, so I got 5 questions. I'm thinking if you guys get 3 out of the 5, you guys have to take a shot. If you get 4, we call it a push. Nobody has to take a shot. If you guys get 5 out of 5, then
take
I'll
the
have to
shot.
take the
Love
shot.
it.
Yeah. All right. So
Let's
number
get
1.
5, boys. Let's get 5.
Number 1. What are the hobbits celebrating early in the movie?
Bilbo's birthday.
Yes.
Bilbo's birthday.
In
That
fact,
is-
it's 111th birthday.
Yeah,
I was
I was just gonna say,
nice.
yeah.
Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I might not have liked it, but I
All
paid
right.
attention.
2. What is the name of the inn Gandalf tells Frodo he will meet him at?
All right, it's the something pony. Is it?
The Drunken Pony?
I don't remember.
No.
It's not the. I think it's like the green
The White?
prancing pony. I think it's prancing pony.
Dude, let's go. Wasn't paying attention
pull.
then, I guess.
Good
I must have
job.
gone when the duck landed.
All right. How many days travel were Strider and the hobbits from Rivendell when Frodo was stabbed by the Morgul blade?
Pretty
It's-
sure it's 4.
This is so specific.
I know. Oh my
So
God.
this one is tough. So I already had in mind I was going to give you an options. So it's either 3, 6, or 9.
3.
You think it's 3?
How many days into the trip or how many days
Were
away?
they
He gets stabbed and they need to travel to Rivendell.
It's
so
a
they
3-day
say,
trip
Oh.
still.
No, he said
I think
it'll take
6.
6 days.
I think it's
to get
take
there.
6.
Okay.
100%
is that
6.
final answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me about anything.
All right. What was Bilbo's book titled?
I know the word Hobbit is in it. Towards the end. It's
Oh,
like
man.
5 or 6 words.
Yeah, it is. It's something. It's long.
You don't have to give me like the full name, just the general title.
Something about his travels.
The travels of
We don't
Bilbo,
I honestly don't know.
freaking Baggins.
know. We don't know.
It's there and back again.
There and back again.
Oh.
The story
All
of
right.
the Hobbit.
Bow.
Dumb shit.
Last one.
We got to
Dang.
push.
All right, yeah, now we got to push.
How many people made up the Fellowship?
8.
9.
9. I think it's 9.
It's 9.
It's 9, and then when Gandalf
4.
is gone,
Okay,
they say
well,
we
let's
have
just
8.
let's just count it out. then.
4 of the Hobbits.
Okay.
Gandalf.
Let's do Frodo, Sam,
Yep.
Merry, Pippin is 4.
Yep.
Gandalf is 5.
Boromir.
Boromir,
Legolas.
Legolas, Aragorn, Gimli. You're right. 9.
It's 9. It's 9.
I wasn't thinking of Frodo. I don't know why.
All right, so that's a
Perfect.
push. Good job, guys.
Whew.
I
All
really
right.
wanted someone to take a shot, but okay.
I know. All right. Well, so here we go for mine. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 actually, so I don't have a ton of them. So let's do it. If you guys get 3 right, I'll take a shot. If you guys get 3,
We'll get 3.
You want to do the
yeah,
same?
Yeah,
or-
let's just do 3. Okay. If you don't get 3, then yeah,
Got it.
you take a shot.
Got it.
I had to work through it. in my
I
head
wasn't
for
even
some
listening
reason.
how
Okay,
many
here we go. Here we go. Number 1. Legolas is the best character.
False.
No, I'm just kidding. That,
So true.
Bears beats
That's
Battlestar
not one of
Galactica.
You
mine.
guys
I
know
just
how
had
I
that
feel
right.
about Legolas. You know?
All right. After Isildur, who were the next 2 characters to possess the ring?
Say the first part again.
After Isildur, who were the next 2 characters to possess the ring?
So,
Gollum?
Gollum, and then Bilbo.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Trying to think if there
Yeah,
are
it's
any
got. I
gaps.
think it's got to
No,
be it.
that's how it happens.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Nice. Good job, Ben.
For how many years did the ring poison Gollum's mind before the ring abandoned him?
Oh my
50?
god! I think like 51 maybe. But I hate to be.
I'm confident that
I,
it's...
I know how many years Bilbo had it, but I don't know Gollum.
Did Bilbo have it for 60?
Bilbo, I think, was 30.
I'm gonna give you multiple choice for this one. Okay, 200,000, 500, or 30.
It's 500. It's 500.
I'll go with it. I was way
Okay.
off anyway. So
Yeah, because I remember
I'll
they
let
said
you guys say
2,000 years. Yeah, 500.
500 is correct.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Thanks for the
Good
multiple
job.
choice. I just
That's a tough one. I had to
the
give you
50
this
was
one.
in my head. I was just zero.
So really,
forgot.
I wanted you guys to guess like how long. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. All right.
Yeah, that's what the question was.
How old is Bilbo turning at the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring?
111.
Yep, nailed it. All
Tony was
I'm
on it both
screwed.
times.
Yeah, I'm screwed. All right, last one. What species was Gollum most closely related to before years of mutation by the ring? The species is one that we've openly talked about.
He's a
It's
hobbit.
not. It's
he
not.
was a hobbit. Do we have to name the type of hobbit?
No, you just have to tell me
He's
what.
a hobbit. He was a hobbit.
He was a hobbit.
Nice.
Take this shot.
Well, before you do that, I
Yeah.
have trivia questions. I had a backup. That
Okay.
You guys didn't double tap.
Yeah.
So we'll do, just since we're all gambling, we'll add the shot to mine.
Okay. Well, how many do we have to get right for you?
Let me see how many I have. I have.
But I owe one no matter what.
2, 3, 4. They're hard.
Okay.
So if you get 2,
If we get 2 out of 4.
I'll take a shot.
Okay.
Wow.
These are crazy
Okay.
then.
No, they're not crazy, but I already regret it. I already regret it. Okay, I already said it. What is the Elvish word for friend?
It's melon.
Yeah.
It's melon.
That was when I was sure you were going to do
Good job. Good call, Joe.
I when he said it, I was like, that's a trivia question I would have put in mine, but
it. All right. I want the whole thing here.
all right.
What does Pippin drop down the well?
All right. So he knocks a skull.
Skeleton.
Which then the
Skeleton
skeleton
with the chain with a bucket.
That's it. Yeah.
Tucking your
That a
shirt.
boy, Ben. That a boy.
You guys suck.
There's 2.
That's all I needed.
Let's get the rest of them for
In the
good
beginning
measure.
of the movie, how many rings are given to the elves?
Well, it's 1 for
So-
each.
Well, it was 3, 7, and 9 because there were originally 19, and then Sauron forged the Ring of Power, which was 20. I think the elves had 3. I think the humans had 7. So, do you guys want to say 3?
I'm good with
I-
3.
yeah.
I'm good with 3
I think it's
if you
3.
want.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, let's just go with 3.
Let's go.
I was positive there's no shot you're hitting that.
I would have got that wrong, Jeff. I'm glad you were there.
Okay. According to Frodo, what fraction of the Shire is invited to Bilbo's party? He says it just kind of in passing to...
I would have guessed half.
It is
I had
half.
no idea.
It is half.
Yeah, all right, that's half.
Wow.
Let's go, baby.
All right, well, I'm glad. I was going to
shit.
say if you get all 4, I'll take 2 shots. I'm real glad I didn't say that out loud. Do you want to do the shots? Because I also have, like, behind-the-scenes trivia facts, not questions.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
facts.
How about you give us the facts and I'll go ahead and pour them.
Okay, cool.
I'll take a shot with y'all.
Cool. Okay.
Ben, you want to be a part of it?
So, I found...
for fellowship.
These are kind of based strictly on my my personal opinion of what I thought was interesting. But the Fellowship, the group of 9, they all got matching tattoos to commemorate their, acting in the role, kind of like the Avengers did.
That's kind of cool.
And what they got was the Elvish symbol for the number 9. And then Peter Jackson learned of this, and he got the Elvish number 10 tattooed on him, in commemoration of that. So I thought that was interesting.
That is really
Maybe
cool.
it's
That's
not.
really cool. No, that's awesome.
Okay. And
Hey,
now
cheers.
I'm texting this
To the fellowship.
Okay. To the Fellowship. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna- Whew, what is that?
Good. It's Woodford.
Ugh. Anyway, moving on.
All of you with your chasers.
Wow, called out. Who
So-
didn't take the hot wing?
That's a different
fair.
story.
I'm playing.
I almost
So,
died on the one chip.
I remember that.
Like you were
I was
saying
there.
in the first part of the reviews,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the most of the film was on location, and a lot of the locations were very difficult to get to. So the cast had to take helicopters to literal shooting scenes to get footage. Right.
That's awesome.
Well, Sean Bean, Boromir, terrified of flying.
I don't blame him.
So anytime he could, he would literally like climb mountains in his full costume to the shooting site, so he didn't have to fly in the helicopter.
So he's a method actor.
That's funny.
And he said that the crew would be able to see him trekking up the mountain on their helicopter flights.
That's crazy.
That's
dude.
awesome.
That is commitment to your fear, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought this was super interesting. The overall budget for the trilogy was $300 million.
Oh my
The
god.
first one was 180, right?
It doesn't break that down. All it says is $300 million for the budget for the filmmaking, and then $200 million for the marketing.
And how much
So
was the
$500
Acolyte?
million for everything, all in, it's said and done for all 3.
Hey, go ahead and push
That's
your score
nuts.
up. Go ahead and
Yeah,
push
yeah,
your score up.
because that is crazy.
It's
cheap.
awesome.
Like you couldn't anyway.
I've got one thing to tie onto that.
Yeah, please.
So at the time when the movie came out, it was the 5th highest grossing movie of all time at the box office. It
Yeah.
made $870 million.
That's crazy.
Which doesn't feel like a lot now. Like I feel like a lot of movies have to hit $1 billion to like be profitable. So 5th all time at the time it released. It is now the 68th highest grossing film of
Wow.
all time.
And people say cinema's dying.
Well,
Just getting more expensive. Okay, last couple here. So in the entire trilogy, so I know this is just kind of first movie stuff, but in the entire trilogy, Legolas speaks only 5 words to Frodo.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's because he's a smart guy. Frodo is just the worst.
You know, he's trying not to get tempted. That's what it is. By
the ring?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you specified. Got my
I was
hopes up for a
wondering where
second.
you're going with that.
Your love for Legolas is something else.
So, no, that's all I got.
No, those are awesome.
Nice.
Those are awesome. Let's go ahead and do Ben's game.
The game is more of a general movie, TV game.
Hell yeah.
I'm calling it co-stars. So it's basically connections between two actors where they're in a movie together. So I'm going to give you two names, and you have to tell me what movie they're in.
Okay.
Are we working against you or against each other?
So I have a total of 6 questions. If you get it right without needing like a hint or the third actor, I'll give you a point.
Okay.
If you need the third actor that should give it away, you're only getting half a point.
Love it.
So I would say if you get anything less than 5.5, I'll take a shot.
5.5, Ben.
Out of 6, it's not that hard.
All right, we got that.
Like
We
based
got
off,
that.
your,
get more
based
than
off your
5.5.
movie knowledge, I think I need to make it harder for next time.
All right, we're
Okay.
working together.
All right.
So it should go from easy to hard.
And we're not just jumping on the question right away.
We're gonna my mouth.
Yeah.
And one thing to tell you, like each actor, the two of them together, they've only ever been in one movie together.
Oh, that is a game changer. Good
So,
to know. All right.
All right. First one, Miles Teller and Ana de Armas.
So I'm thinking it's War Dogs.
I don't know who Ana de Armas is.
Yes, you do.
That
Come on.
yeah, I think you nailed it, Joe.
I think it's War Dogs. She's the one that's in the John Wick spinoff
Yeah.
coming up.
Oh,
Yeah, you know
Yeah, I
who
know
she is.
That's
He
got to
knows
be
who
it.
she is
And
now.
I assume the third person in his little hint would have been
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Yeah, I think it's War Dogs.
All right, say it.
War Dogs.
Correct.
Nice.
Third
Job.
person though was Bradley Cooper,
Ah,
I-
Arm
I didn't
stealer.
even know he was in it.
Oh, okay.
the big arm stealer.
I got big arms.
Second movie, Matthew McConaughey and Jessica Chastain.
I don't know who Jessica Chastain is. I assume it's a rom com.
She's in Molly's Game. Redhead.
Keep going.
What else? Why am I blanking?
That's not the person I thought.
She's
it
in
was.
Dark Phoenix. Well, who is the guy?
Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey.
I assume it's a rom com.
I think it might be
How to Lose a
Dallas
Guy in
Buyers
10
Club.
Days. Who would be the third actor? The
Do you guys-
Joker?
But if we take the hint,
Jared Leto?
We only get a half.
Yeah, no, but I'm just trying to think of like, because there's obviously a third actor. That's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
famous.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's go with what you said.
Because I haven't seen Dallas Buyers Club, and I think it might be that. I was
I'm
thinking How to
struggling to
Lose a
remember.
Guy in 10 Days or whatever.
do we want to get the hint or do we
No,
want to
I
just
think-
guess?
So
I
let
think-
me add to that before you answer. If you guess and it's wrong, you get a 0 for the question.
Listen, I don't think Ben would have
Is he
gone
posturing?
a deep cut on a because Matthew McConaughey hasn't been a rom com probably like a decade. So let's go with Dallas Buyers Club. Even though Dallas Buyers Club technically is it's not a com.
Okay.
Probably not then.
Lock it in if you think so, Jeff.
I'm like 40%
All right,
sure.
let's lock it in. I'll take the half a point loss. If we're wrong. Do you want the third? Do you want the third? No, let's do it. Let's do it.
We'll just
I feel
All right,
confident.
Dallas
Jeff.
Buyers Club.
Incorrect. The third actor is going to give it away.
All right, what is it?
Michael Caine. You're overthinking it. Huge movie.
Michael
I don't
Caine.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Interstellar.
Oh. Man.
Well,
So we already lost.
there goes Ben's shot.
I thought that was going to be easy. Okay. Matt Damon, Anthony Mackie.
I'm so mad still that we just got that wrong.
Yeah, same. Matt
I don't
Damon,
like
Anthony.
Interstellar, so that's on y'all. Oh man, I don't even know what Anthony Mackie's in other than awful Captain America.
He's in 8 Mile, Pain and Gain.
Who's the first guy?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon and Anthony Mackie.
Well, Matt Damon isn't in those two movies.
I don't think he is.
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
I'll give you a timeline hint that won't count against you.
Okay.
Okay.
Movie came out in 2012.
Anthony
Anthony?
Mackie's not in the Bourne movies, right? He's not in any of the Bourne movies.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Okay.
And he's
Both
not-
actors are stars in the movie or main characters.
Okay.
I'm not giving you anybody like
He's definitely not a star.
Yeah,
in
he's not a
Bourne.
star in that.
He's not a star in any of the Ocean's movies. He's not a star in Matt Damon in 2012.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. All I can think of
That's a
him.
long time ago. That's like,
I know. The Adjustment Bureau.
correct.
I've never even heard of it.
I haven't seen
Frick,
that.
man.
It's a good
Actually,
movie.
maybe I did see that.
Yeah, they're supposed to get
Ben's
harder.
like, these are easy. The Adjustment Bureau?
I mean, it's a
Never
good
heard of it.
movie.
Emily Blunt's in that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us the
Okay,
third guy.
fourth-
not Emily Blunt, like,
Fourth movie.
Good job, Joe.
Thanks.
Scarlett Johansson,
Hell yeah.
Christian Bale.
They're both in the Prestige,
They are both in the procedure. That's the only thing they're both in.
but oh, okay. If it's then the Prestige.
Correct. The Prestige.
Nice. Just watch that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I figured you
Tune
did
into
that.
our old episode.
Third actor with that was Michael Caine.
Yeah. Oh wow, you're my.
So, all right. Fifth movie. Jake Gyllenhaal,
Hell yeah. I already know.
Robert Downey Jr.
It's Zodiac. 100%.
Yep. Yeah. It's got to be Zodiac.
Correct.
What a
Zodiac
movie.
Tony.
What a
Oh,
movie.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's my boy.
Third actor would have been
Pause.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good game, Ben.
Last one.
Oh, last
Very last one. This is going to be harder. Mila Kunis, Gary Oldman.
Mila Kunis, Gary Oldman.
Mila Kunis is not in the Fifth
And I
Element.
promise everybody has seen this movie.
Is Mila Kunis in it, or is her voice in it?
No, she's in it, like
Okay.
main character.
Gary Oldman's like a serious actor.
Yeah. Did you
He's
give
in
us?
like everything.
Did you give us the third actor?
No.
No. Do you want it?
Yeah. I mean, we're already toast. So
Third one, I feel like gives it away. The main character in the movie is Denzel Washington.
So you.
Yeah,
So
these are easy. This is the first time he shows up with trivia.
This
and
is
just wrecks
this is
us.
the hardest one.
Your definition of gives it away is
Yeah.
crazy.
So
I
Gary
promise
Oldman's
all
the
three
bad
of you
guy.
have seen the movie.
Gary Oldman's the bad guy.
Okay, if,
Right?
if
What is
Denzel's
Mila-
the main character, Denzel, Man on Fire, Out of Time, The Equalizers, Training Day.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
We might not get this one.
You want to give up? The Book of Eli.
I've never seen
Oh, dude!
Man.
Yeah, Gary Oldman's a great bad guy. Mila Kunis is in that movie, and Denzel is, yeah.
I wanted to work
The
him
man.
into a question, and I almost tried to fit him into Harry Potter because, to be honest, I forgot he's
Sirius Black.
Sirius. And then I was like, I don't know of what actor I can say from those movies that wouldn't like give it away.
Yeah.
Like they're not the most diverse cast.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
in their
Damn.
acting career.
That was a really good
Yeah,
game.
that was
but You're
tough,
gonna have to
man.
bring that every week, just so you know.
That
So
was-
you've locked yourself in.
Yeah, but could you just like maybe like, make it a little like a tiny bit. Book of Eli is
That's
deep
crazy.
cut, bro.
And to be well, I was trying to make every film like a major film or major actors. Like I was trying not to make.
No, they
anything that was
absolutely
too
are,
vague.
No, it
except
was
for
good.
whatever that middle one was. That was
The Adjustment
nonsense.
Bureau was the one that was surprising. I thought you guys would have got that, but I
Never
guess it was
heard of that
more.
movie. So
There's a lot of really good actors. In
I
the
forgot
movie.
Anthony Mackie was in that.
I
I
should
really.
be on a podcast about
Yeah.
movies, I guess.
He's
I
the
haven't
main.
seen that.
He's like the main guy who gives him access to the doors.
I haven't seen that movie since I saw it in theaters.
Probably,
so.
yeah.
All right. Hey, look, that was a good episode. That was fun. Lord of the Rings down.
Lame.
We will be watching The Two Towers coming up here. Are we going to be seeing? Do you guys want to go see Mickey 17? Should we see Mickey 17?
Yeah, I'm down.
Sure.
We'll review that too. I think that's going to be good. All right. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember to go ahead and join our Discord because we're having a lot of fun in there, posting our Letterboxd reviews and just talking general shopping there. So we've got a lot of fun movies coming up this summer. So we should be popping in there. Popping. All right, guys.
Think of popping.
Have a good one.